Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's wonderful to see you. My name is Robert Kelly, and I am the Historic Resources Supervisor here in Gloucester County. And it is my honor to welcome you to this ceremony today, honoring the 244th anniversary of the Battle of the Hook. I want to thank first and recognize members of the Gloucester County Board of Supervisors and Gloucester County School Board who are joining us today, as well as Principal Anna Harwood, who has so graciously opened up her school for us to be here with her today, and she's allowed these amazing fourth graders to perform for us a little bit later. I also want to recognize the American Society of Le Souvenir Français, represented today by Nicole Yancey. Please give Nicole a round of applause. The American Society of Le Souvenir Français has been instrumental in helping us to dedicate both of the interpretive markers and the beautiful memorial that you see before you. Please, please, please check those out at the conclusion of today's ceremony. I also want to recognize and thank the Exchange Club of Gloucester and Matthews, who have taken this place on as their adopted spot. So the flags, the beautiful, how clean it is and everything. Many thanks and a round of applause, please, to the Exchange Club of Gloucester and Matthews. I would now like to welcome to the podium my boss, the County Administrator of Gloucester County, Miss Carol Steele, who's going to offer some words. Please give a warm welcome to Carol. Thank you, Carol.
I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you all, and I guess I sort of forced my way in here, but that's something that I wanted to do because this is so important to me and I support it so much. So I'd like to welcome everyone to this growing annual event and this important day in Gloucester's history as well as America's history. Still, okay. This is an important day in Gloucester's history as well as America's history. It's an untold story to many, and I'm excited that Michael Moore will provide a synopsis for us all today. The 250th anniversary commemoration provides a great opportunity to have our history pridefully spread to our students, our residents, and even out into the nation, so that the Battle of the Hook will be included in the chronological battle listings and other historical documents about the Revolutionary War where it is now omitted from. This is also a time to educate people about the role that Gloucester Point played in the siege of Yorktown and ending of the war. It's not just that Lord Cornwallis was held back by storms and couldn't escape to Gloucester. It's the fact that the fortifications that were here and the notable leaders stationed at Gloucester Point, including Lieutenant Colonel John Simcoe and Lieutenant Colonel Bannister Tarleton, among others in the Queen Rangers and the Tarleton's Legion. We hear about the good guys later on. I'm only talking about the bad guys right now. And was here in Gloucester County that the British had to surrender a second time. We can all take part in the challenge to educate people about Gloucester's role. The school children here today will remember this event and can pass it on to others as they grow into adults. The teachers can make sure that the full extent of our local history is covered when talking about the Revolutionary War. County staff, citizen historians, our partners, like those we have joining us today, elected officials, and many others can help educate people and push for the integration of Gloucester's stories into the state and national history and the collections and exhibits. We have a comprehensive, dynamic, 172-page document detailing the Battle of the Hook's history, prepared by a team of experts and paid for through a grant from the National Park Service. We are still searching for additional history, which is a never-ending job. And we're planning on new ways to recognize these events and locations. We are so proud of this site, this permanent site that's been established, and we are thankful to all of the individuals and organizations that made it possible. And as Nicole and I were talking earlier, that took a few years. Today we stand a little taller and we stand together with our French partners that made October 3rd, 1781 a victory, defeating Tarleton and holding the British in their defensive positions at Gloucester Point. I can't help but look ahead to next year and the commemoration of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and the next several years of exciting living history programs, new exhibits, and other commemorations. And then we reach October 2031, and we recognize the 250th anniversary of the Battle of the Hook, the siege of Yorktown, and the surrender of the British forces. I am often told that we should be part of the historic triangle. We've talked about a historic quadrangle the entire time I've lived here, which is 38 years, a long time. When people don't know our importance, they don't reach out. And when we don't contribute to the historic region's efforts, we're not thought about. Gloucester will only be properly recognized when we make that happen. I hope that today's program will inspire more people to get involved, and they can start by joining the 250th committee. It's an honor to be here with you. I'm sorry I spoke too long because these are the people that we really want to hear from. And I would just end by saying I hope that somehow the soldiers that fought on these grounds know that we are here to honor them. Thank you.
Carol, thank you. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you all for joining us today to commemorate this pivotal battle in American history that occurred here in Gloucester County, Virginia. We are at the site of the 1781 Battle of the Hook, the largest cavalry engagement of the entire American Revolution. Standing before you, we see houses, a school, and a soccer field, a landscape transformed by time. But 244 years ago, on this day, at this time, this very ground was the scene of conflict, bravery, suffering, death, and hope. It was here that French and American forces joined in a decisive victory, setting the stage for the surrender at Yorktown and the birth of a new nation. We are ever mindful that we stand on sacred ground, where 5 French soldiers gave their lives in defense of the United States of America. 5 French soldiers who left behind mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and countless other loved ones. 5 French soldiers who died over 4,000 miles from their homes. Soldiers who represented the critical alliance between France and the United States. For without this alliance, we would have never been successful at Yorktown. Today, we come together as a community to honor the French soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice in Gloucester, and to also remember the Americans and Virginians who fought for liberty on these fields. This ceremony is both a tribute to their courage and a celebration of their enduring legacy, the legacy that they left for all who cherish freedom. It is with pride that I welcome the following representatives of the French military who have traveled a long way to be with us today. Rear Admiral Frederic de Rupely, French Navy, Deputy Chief of Staff, NATO Joint Forces Command. Thank you, my friend. Colonel Antoine Fleuret, National Liaison Representative, France, NATO, Allied Command Transformation. Thank you for being here. Additional French staff officers from NATO Allied Command Transformation include Lieutenant Colonel Nicholas Kudinoff, Major Nicholas Lautenberg, Major Laurent Gastua. Most of these gentlemen I've known for many years and have come to have a wonderful friendship with, and it means so much that they are here to celebrate this with us because, again, without the French, we would never have been successful at Yorktown. We always need to remember that. It means so much to our community that you all are here with us today. I ask that you all please rise as we honor the Republic of France with the singing of their national anthem. I am honored to welcome soprano Laura Height a nationally recognized concert artist and the newly appointed music teacher at Ware Academy here in Gloucester.
Allons enfants de la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé. Contre nous de la tyrannie, l'étendard sanglant élevé, l'étendard sanglant élevé. Entendez-vous dans les campagnes, mugissent et féroces soldats. Il viennent jusqu'à dans vos bras, égorgez vos fils, vos campagnes. Aux hommes citoyens, familles de bataillons, marchons, marchons, consommez aux brave nation.
Thank you, Ms. Height. Now, please remain standing for the Abington fourth graders who will perform our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. It takes a lot of bravery to perform in front of a group. So thank you again, fourth grade. I really appreciate that. It is now my honor to introduce my friend J. Michael Moore, a distinguished historian and the vice president of the Williamsburg-Yorktown American Revolution Roundtable. Michael will provide some background about the Battle of the Hook. Please welcome to the podium historian J. Michael Moore.
Good afternoon. Everybody hear me? I am so honored to be here on such a historic day with our French allies, old friends like Nicole and others, and I'm honored to be here with you all. I was once little like you, and I loved history, and I can't imagine when I was little if I'd had the opportunity to talk about and meet the people that I would meet in my career, and I'm honored to be here today. Right here in Gloucester, we secured our freedom. The American Revolution had gone on for 6 years, and the good money wasn't on us winning. We were going against the most powerful military force, they thought, on the planet, but we had friends, good friends, with deep pockets, a navy, and provided us some of the best soldiers on earth. But even still, trying to work together, everything came together right here in Gloucester and over in Yorktown. General George Washington was a brave commander and had kept his army together, but yet it was not an easy fight. Nothing worth winning is ever easy. But it all came together because the British commander, Lord Cornwallis, had come out of the Carolinas and moved into Virginia. And then he sought shelter along the coast while he would be resupplied by the Royal Navy, the most powerful navy in the world, they thought, till they met the French Navy. Now, Lord Cornwallis would go to Yorktown, but he also would send troops across over to Gloucester Point, not far from where your school is. And about 500 or about 1,000 men there, and 500 of them would come out And they landed on August 2nd, 1781, and they actually stole some of your cattle. They brought them back because the Continentals went after him in the Gloucester militia, but they set up shop down there and dug in earthworks so that they could come into Gloucester and take food for their horses and for grain and other things. And finally, the Virginia militia were nowhere to be found. They were up at Gloucester Courthouse, which was the smart place to be if you were in the militia facing the British Army. But then the French arrived. Their first foreign legion, the Duc de Luzon. He was the kind of teacher you would have loved to have had. He was a really exciting guy. Now, he would have a legion of 600. Half of them were cavalry, half of them were infantry. And where did he want to bring the fight to? Right down to the British. He looked at General Wheaton and said, they're down there and I'm going, and you're going with me. And they would go down toward Gloucester Point, and on October 3rd, 1781, Lieutenant Colonel Bannister Tarleton. You can be enemies, but there's no enemy like Bannister Tarleton. After the battle was over, he actually had the audacity to ask the Allies why he wasn't invited to any of the lunches. Yeah, there's a reason why you were not invited. So, he would lead a foraging expedition up the Gloucester Highway, up toward Hardee's, up toward Advanced Auto, moving in this direction, and he got as far as Sewell's Ordinary, which I think sells cars now. So he turned around and went back, and on his way back, he's a man after my heart, he saw a pretty widow, Mistress Whiting, whose husband had been involved with the Virginia State Navy, and he told her that he saw the French Duke coming after him, and he hoped to shake hands with him. Well, the Duc de Luzon was going to take care of that. He rode by, and also he saw the pretty widow, and she told him the story, and he says, I look forward to shaking hands with Colonel Tarleton. So they attacked near the school on October 3rd, 1781. And they had not only the Duc de Luzon's legion, but they also had Lieutenant Colonel John Mercer's militia. Now, when you think about the militia, you usually look at the movie Patriot, and what did the militia do? They run like you all do at recess, except in the other way, away from the enemy. So, they were running as fast as they could, except these were not regular militia. These were veterans of the Continental Army. And these soldiers knew their business, and they were ready to roll. So, here comes Bannister Tarleton, and he was charged by the British. But Tarleton was unhorsed. He was knocked off his horse, and the Duc de Luzon was ready to come in for the kill. Had his big sword out and was ready to give it to him, and they all surrounded him and got him off the field. Well, Luzon was outnumbered, but what did he do? He had charged in anyway, because he's the Duc de Luzon. And he then attacked the British infantry, which repelled him. And then the British Legion went after the French, and the British were stopped by Luzon's infantry, who shot them down. And then there was a long-range musket battle on October 3rd, not far from here. And just about the time the British thought they were going to get the upper hand, wrong. Here comes the Virginia militia, not the ones that run away real fast, but these are the ones that came in and fired on the flank of the British, right on the side of them, and he drove them back to Gloucester Point. Now, did your parents go to the grocery store with you once in a while? I love going to Costco. Love Costco. Sign me up, Costco anytime. Pizza, hot dogs, whatever. Well, this was the Costco up here. This Gloucester was where they got all their supplies for Yorktown, and it was shut off. They shut it off. And after this battle, then General George Washington and the great French General Le Comte de Rochambeau, who I've actually met his descendant, Natalie de Rochambeau. She's a lovely lady. And they could now lay siege to Cornwallis and Yorktown. And they held them here as well. And what they did is they couldn't have done all of this without the French. Because before that, on September 5th, 1781, the French Navy at the bow of the Capes did what? Crushed the Royal Navy like bugs. Good job. De Grasse really did a good job. I always tell my friends that are in the University of Alabama, he was the Nick Saban of the French Navy. They love that. So, Gloucester was an important part of the American Revolution. We won our independence. Gloucester is not a mere footnote in history. It had an integral part to do. You live in a county where a battle happened that helped make us an independent country. When I was 6 years old, we celebrated the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Yes, I'm old, children. I'm 55, almost 56 years old. But I remember that with the fervor of a young boy. I still remember all the fireworks going off in 1976, and I look forward to celebrating it with you. And I hope in 2031, I'll be here with you, and you'll be a little bit older. Maybe you'll be coming from Gloucester High School. But we'll be able to celebrate this together. Never forget what a role Gloucester Point had, what the French had to do with our victory. Vive le Duc de Lausanne, vive la France, and God bless America.
Let's give a round of applause to Fifer Tom DeRose and drummer Alec Gilliam. I would now like to introduce a very special guest who will offer a few words. Colonel Antoine Fleuret, National Liaison Representative France, NATO Allied Command Transformation. Colonel.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, dear friends, and a special welcome to the students here with us today. It's a great honor for me to stand before you today, not only as someone representing the deep ties between France and the United States, but also as someone who has only recently arrived on American soil. This is a new chapter in my life, and already I feel the strength of the friendship that has united our two nations for nearly 2.5 centuries. Being here with you at this historic site during such a meaningful commemoration is really moving for me. The Battle of the Hook, fought in the final days of the American Revolution, was not just a military maneuver. It was a powerful symbol of what international cooperation can achieve when it is driven by shared values, freedom, dignity, and hope for a better future. Among the heroes at that time were the Hussars of Lausanne Legion, a remarkable group of French cavalrymen who volunteered to fight alongside American forces. Under the leadership of the Duc de Lauzun, they played a vital role in securing the line at Gloucester Point, helping to trap the British and bring about the victory at Yorktown. Their courage, determination, and solidarity were crucial. And they remind us how far friendship and trust between peoples can go. To the students here today, I want to say how important it is that you are part of this ceremony. You represent the future of our nations and of our friendship. By learning about this history, by standing here and remembering together, you are already playing a role in keeping that legacy alive. As someone newly arrived in the United States, I feel incredibly fortunate to witness this living connection between our past and our present. It is not just about battles and treaties, it is about people, generations, and the values we continue to share. So let us honor the soldiers we fought side by side, American and French, not only by remembering them today, but by continuing to live out the principle they believed in. Let us keep building bridges across generations and across oceans. Thank you, merci, vive l'amitié franco-américaine.
Thank you, Colonel. The tradition of wreath laying at a battle commemoration is a solemn ceremonial act that honors and remembers those who sacrificed their lives in battle. It symbolizes respect, gratitude, and remembrance. The wreath, typically circular to represent eternity and continuity, is laid as a tribute to the bravery, sacrifice, and memory of the military personnel involved in conflict. This gesture marks sacred ground and connects present-day observers with the sacrifices of those who fought and came before them. Tricia Bynum, representing the Augustine Warner chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, and Rear Admiral Frederic de Rupely, representing the French military, will now lay the ceremonial wreath. I ask all those who are able to stand and silently remember those brave soldiers, American and French, who fought on this battlefield for American independence. Please remain standing as bugler Samuel Adams performs taps, the 24-note bugle call that symbolizes the final farewell, honoring a fallen service member's duty in marking the end of their service with dignity and respect. This playing of taps honors the 5 French soldiers who fought and died for the independence of the United States of America at the Battle of the Hook. Jacob Coleri, Hussar, killed in battle October 3rd, 1781. Pierre Didier, Hussar, killed in battle October 3rd, 1781. Denis Jacob, Grenadier, died of his wounds October 10th, 1781. Jean Dausin, Grenadier, died of his wounds October 19, 1781. Jean Scherer, Hussar, died of his wounds October 22nd, 1781. Please remain standing as taps is performed. Thank you. You may be seated. I now invite to the podium several students from Abingdon Elementary who will offer their own tributes to the American and French soldiers who fought on this ground 244 years ago. Please welcome Bentley Howard and Oliver Graham. How you doing? Hold that right to your mouth. Are you going first?
Yeah.
Come on, you got this. Hold it up good and high.
To Them We Owe by Don Nielsen. Happened today and in the past, sacrifice made for ours to last. Wives to widows, families torn, gave their lives, for them we mourn. Gone forever, souls are lost. Freedom comes with this cost. Enjoy the life they did preserve. Fate they suffered did not deserve. On this day, least we forget, to them we owe our life and debt.
Awesome. How you doing? Good. Take that. Hold that right up close there.
Someone's child left long ago, a strange land, someone's foe. An unmarked grave, fields of green, resting quiet, just 18. Winds of freedom, wash us now. Remember him, this I vow.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's give another big round of applause to the Abingdon Elementary School 4th grade. It's inspiring to see you all out here, and thank you for taking part in this ceremony and singing beautifully and for participating. This means a lot to me, and this means a lot to your county. In closing, I want to recognize a few organizations that made today possible. The American Society of Le Souvenir Français. Nicole, thank you for being here. Washington Rochambeau Revolutionary Route and National Historic Trail. The Augustine Warner chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, who, after this ceremony, will actually be donating some amazing Revolutionary War books to the Abingdon Elementary School Library. So many thanks to the local chapter for doing that. The Gloucester Historical Society, the Gloucester Museum Foundation, the Gloucester 250 Committee, and of course, Gloucester Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. And again, a special thank you to Abingdon Elementary School and their principal, Anna Harwood. To conclude our ceremony, I invite soprano Laura Height to come forward and perform America the Beautiful. Thank you for attending the 244th commemoration of the Battle of the Hook here in beautiful and historic Gloucester County, Virginia.
Feel free to sing along if you would like. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years. Thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Many thanks for joining us today. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. And never forget the events of October 3rd, 1781. Make sure the names of these five and the memories of all who fought here live on forever. Thank you for being here today. Have a wonderful weekend.